How much Bitcoin do you own?
Well, you can go online, and I do own some through an entity.
Yeah.
But I've owned that well before before I even thought about getting into politics.
How much roughly?
I'm not going to share that, but
But do you see the problem? Like, is it like,
well, we
introducing the bill looks self-interest because now you got the websites pumping it up. You got the government legitimizing
You're
it.
anti-Bitcoin. Why are you? I thought we want to take it to the mainstream banking, the big banks.
I was cool.
Are you going to post this?
Yeah, I'll post this.
Okay.
I was cool with, if you want to know I was cool with Bitcoin. I was in the game when it was like 40. When you used it, when it was like for drug dealing, when you buy like Silk Road, all that. And now like all the crypto nerds, it's like paintball. Paintball used to be fun, but then you got the military guys that came in. It's too professional now. Yeah. It's bad for the environment, and I don't do drugs anymore, so I've kicked the habit. But I feel like if you've got Bitcoin and then you're like legitimizing it with these governments, you get people looking in. It's kind of like it's a little bit of self-dealing. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I mean, I think that's sort of a red herring, because if somebody wants to reduce property taxes and they own a home, couldn't we say like that's self-dealing too?
Yeah, but property tax. Everybody has property taxes up here. Bitcoin's like this new.
There's some people
they're fighting like Bitcoin's like still like fighting for legitimacy, and
the more people, legitimate. I mean,
the more people that buy into it. Yeah, the more people that buy into it. The more people that buy into it, though, your pockets are going up.
Well, I think Bitcoin has a larger market cap than all but, I don't know what it is today, maybe a handful of companies across the world. So whatever Steve Demetriou is doing in the State House, I don't think is going to really move the needle too much on Bitcoin pricing. But look,
you get some good press. You've been getting some good press on it.
I think it's a fair point that you bring up. We've cleared it with our House legal staff, and but I know you're always digging into things. So
I'm always looking. I'm always looking. Am I gonna have to take a selfie to jack off now? What's going on with that?
Come on, man. I don't need to hear that.
Well, you're trying to legislate. I agree. Pornhub is kind of like an evil company. Okay. On that, the deep fake stuff. The deep fake stuff.
So back there, I'm like, dude, we're taking it to big porn here.
It's just like I think Ferguson had a good point. It's like if they pull out, which I do think that says a lot, where it's like they're just going to pull out entirely rather than like find solutions.
Right.
What happens? I just feel like it's not going anywhere. It's so easy. You can just go on Google and type porn.
Yeah.
Not that I would know anything about that.
Right.
But like it's just like the internet, and like I feel like parents, I don't know.
That's their responsibility?
Yeah, we're all about parents' rights up here. Parents
did you hear my comment at the end? So a lot of, fair point, we've heard that before, but a lot of the case law that argument was based around was under the notion of the kind of household dial-up internet computer, where parents...
those were the days. You're a little too young to remember the dial-up.
No, dude, how old are you?
I'm 38.
I'm 36.
Oh, okay, you did well. I thought you were like late 20s. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, DJ.
Okay. You got your better hair than me? Okay.
No, man. I want the purple suit back.
Yeah, it's coming back. I got to get it tailored. I lost some weight.
So a lot of these laws were based around bygone era. Now kids have smartphones and tablets. They can, access this stuff at the click of a button.
Are you going to get it? Because you introduced this last...
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I had to bring in Williams, though.
Yeah. Do you think it's got the juice? I mean, it's CCV, you got the Catholics.
Man, 3 Democrats.
Yeah, who are the Democrats?
Segrist, Cecil Thomas, and Brennan.
Okay.
So, look, I think Missouri passed like 146 to nothing. So a lot of
people are going to be mad at you, man. They go to...
Hey, we're not trying to ban it. Yeah. We just want to make sure kids can't access this stuff. Adults, whatever they want to do, go crazy. We just don't want kids access.
Well, if I had to take, there might be a January 6th up here.
But why'd you say a selfie? That's
because Williams was talking about how if they don't have state IDs, like down in Florida, they're taking selfies, and then I do think the facial recognition concerns are like Columbus City Hall. They had you have up there. You have you have to show an ID to get in, and they take a photo of you, and they stored it for 20 years, and then these Russian hackers ransomwared us, and they stole if you were in the City Hall for the last 20 years, they got your ID, they got all your pictures. So that's like, do I trust these Pornhub, do I trust these porn companies with like my selfie, like, with a bottle of lotion at the side or whatever it is?
I'm trying to go eat lunch.
I mean, I'm just, you're the one litigating on it up here. I'm generally, I didn't think I was talking about Pornhub stuff.
Well, we're not worried about you. We're just worried about kids.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
Let's take it to big porn, man.
Hey, all right.
These big corporations that are, raking it in.
Well, hey, if we can get off the point, if we're talking about big corporations raking it in, I got a list, and there's a lot more evil actors than Pornhub out there.
Hey, well, I think
we could go across the street to the Chamber of Commerce and we get a list.
Communist Party, or
I don't pick my team I don't pick my politics.
You do identify as a communist.
I do, but it's more like, am I reading like Marxist-Leninism at home? Like, I know a lot of like Russian history, but like, do I know theory?
Yeah.
It's more like the word progressive has just become so bankrupt. Like, what does that mean? You got people at City Hall like, I'm progressive. Like, okay. Communists, they won't touch that word though. It's like a dirty word. So that's
what do you think about Schumer caving to the?
Don't get me started. He should be January 6th as well. Like, he's the Democrat. You know what I mean? The politicians are supposed to. Their primary skill is to know put your finger in the air, judge the winds. And this guy completely. They want to see fight. That's the issue in the Democratic Party right now. Those that want to cave.
So who's
the
face of the Democrats leading up to 28?
J.B. Pritzker, governor of Illinois. Mark it down. Bet. He's got the money.
But he's a billionaire. I thought we hate billionaires.
Well, this is a good a lesson in communism for you. The phrase "class traitor."
Yeah. It's not based on wealth. It's based.
Well, it's a class traitor is somebody like FDR.
Yeah.
Was like. He had his largesse and he used it to like bend the government for the working man.
Okay.
He betrayed his class interests as a billionaire, and I'm ready to be heard again.
You can be a capitalist by identify as a communist.
Well, I'm not. I mean,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, there's a group called Socialists for Pritzker on Twitter. Check them out. I'm a soldier.
Yeah.
I'm ready to be heard again. But he's got the money. He's been fighting. He's been leading the charge. And I think by 2028, Democrats are going to be looking for somebody that was like in the fight for the last 4 years rather than.
Burns.
I'm running for governor. I've been in the fight. Yeah. Well, the Democrats don't like me.
Why not? Because you've been. By the way, I appreciate you've been a little more balanced in your attacks.
Well, I mean, look.
I really have noticed that, genuinely.
Look, like, if, I'm on the left, everybody knows that, but I'm not a partisan hack where it's like I'm never going to criticize the Democrats.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think that's healthy.
I mean, if there's a city council candidate driving on a suspended license for 4 years while she's in charge of forcing the city laws, like, that's a problem to me. But
Well, I appreciate you, DJ.
Appreciate you.
I'll see you around.
See you next time, brother.